Hey friends, Callie here today to talk to you about a fan-requested character, Jiaoqiu. So one of the recent YouTube comments I had was, Callie, what's your thoughts on Jiao? Saw you had him. Well, I like Jiao a lot. I think he is quite good. In fact, I think he is the best debuffer in the game. He does, in fact, have the highest debuff application rate of any character in this game.
Circular formation. Yuan-yang formation.
Exactly. Cooking.
What should we try next?
But aside from cooking, I mean, just look at him. Like, he's got the flippity flaps when you're walking around, because he doesn't know how to put his coat on right. He's got a foxtail, it's pink. He's very sadistic and kind of psychotic in the story. And he's like the first, like, actual fire mage, or first, like, actual mage in the entire game, and I like mages. So, I'm a big fan of Jiao. I have him at E0S1. I lost my 50-50 and my 75-25. Still got them. It was a lot of pulls I had saved up, and I'm still a bit salty about that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my bad luck. How about Jiao? Jiao's pretty great. So, why is Jiao great, you may ask? One of the things that he gives is 35% damage received by the enemy increase. This is a lot. That's a ton. It's more than Gwenithan, and it's much easier to stack. You can get that turn 1. You can get that turn 1, and I'll show you that in a bit. The ultimate sets the number of Ashen row stacks. Enemy targets equal the highest number of stacks present. Does fire damage. Enemy targets received additional 15% damage in that ultimate field, which is huge, and a 60% base chance of being afflicted with 1 stack of Ashen Roast, 6 times. My one complaint about this character is that you have to manually count how many of those things have went off when using Acheron. You hear the fire, the flame hit happen on the enemy's turn, and you go see the number tick up on Acheron's character bar thing. You have to keep track of those manually. The game does not keep track of those 6. But if you use your skill more often than... If you use him as SP neutral or SP negative, which is why you want to run him with Sparkle, at least in the team setup I have, you can have your ult up to where there's even some times where this won't even have 6 times triggered yet, so big fan of using him with Sparkle. Anyway, that's a big... So you got 15% ultimate damage received, 35% damage received. He does some damage, applies some stacks. Here's the dimension, yeah. His light cone. Anything else of note here? Oh yeah, he gets a metric shitload of attack. I'll show you all in combat just how much attack he gets. And this 15 energy may not seem like a lot, but it does matter. Now his light cone is... Like, even if you don't like Jiao, pull this damn light cone. It's so good. 60% effect hit rate, the highest of any light cone in the entire game. After the user basic attack skill or ultimate, another 60% chance to afflict unarmored. Enemy receives 10% more damage. And if they're under a dot state, it could turn into a corner and receive an extra 14%. Yeah, 14, 10, 24, 35 from the other thing. It's 49% all damage increase, extra 15% ultimate. Like, dude has so much damage amp. So much. This is also really good for Black Swan, or Gwenithan, or anybody that you're trying to make your team do more. Like, this light cone, pull this flippin' light cone. Just, you got a few days, pull it. It's so good. Okay. Let's take a look at some combat, shall we? I want to show you all what I mean. What's the thing easy? Let's just go. I know the last area of Pinacone has some enemies that'll live, so we'll go here. So the team that I use, I have E1 Acheron. I'm going to be getting E2 Acheron as soon as she gets reran. Enemies. Ah, here we go. Put your field down, hit them, and it starts off stacks right away. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna use your skill.
More season.
Put stacks.
I'm honored by your presence.
You're gonna notice they already have 3. So you want to use the ultimate. And this is gonna
Since
put
you're
them
already
all
here,
at 4.
Why not have a meal before you leave?
So they all have 4 stacks. And as soon as they act, they have 5 stacks. It's incredible. Go take a look at his attack before my sparkle buffs. What, like 5,200 attack, roughly? It's pretty good. And I have like 164 speed. Dude is moving. He's like my fastest character on my entire account. So, let's...
You have 10 seconds.
I want to show you all what I need. I need you all to just exist.
Converge and awaken.
Okay, see, 5 stacks. You could hear the sound maybe happening, and you saw that last sound gave the stack there. So 5. He hasn't acted yet, but if he did act, he would have 5 stacks. You don't need his E1 for that.
We've hardly any time left to see still waters of oblivion.
So, all you need to do to get 5 stacks right away is
I am
have
not from a military
an
background,
energy
nor do I
regen
seek
light
military
cone.
success.
Mine is terrible. Ignore the stats minus the speed. Like it's just not a good. It's not good. But look at the orb. You'll see why I use this set. 10 speed. Like it's pretty good orb. It's pretty good. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take that set and deal with it. But with that energy regen, you start off with the technique. Use a skill right away, use ultimate right away, and as soon as enemies act, there's a very high chance they're going to have 5 stacks. Super easy to get it up on the entire enemy team. Super easy, and it lasts pretty much forever. So as long as you're doing attacks to them, and keeping it maintained, it's good. It's really just the skill, the energy that you regenerate. I don't know if in-game you could see... like how much energy they regen. Yeah, it doesn't show how much energy it gives when you're using it. Anyway, Jiao is amazing. Highly recommend. If you use Acheron, it's no-brainer. Just put him with her. Get E2, and half of your account is set. You have half the team set up, no problem. He does decent damage. Like in MOC, I've seen like 50,000 crits, but that's with my E1 Sparkle buffs. I have E1 S1 Sparkle. I have E0 S0 Fushuan right now. Like they're pretty strong. Pretty strong. I would absolutely recommend getting Jiao if you like Acheron. It is her best support, bar none. If you don't use Acheron, and you want to use him for other teams, like you could use Kafka, Black Swan, and then him as a third, potentially. I don't know if that would be significantly higher damage than Ruan Mei, if it would even be as high as Ruan Mei. But if you prefer him over Ruan Mei and the Dot team, he's a decent replacement. If you want debuff application for Dot to Ratio, he could work there, though just not as effective as, say, Topaz or the other follow-up characters. But Jiao, like his light cone is absolutely stellar. I can't recommend getting that light cone enough. It's very, very good supportive light cone. And yeah, if you want to know what best sets to use, I would use 2-piece Diver, 12% damage to enemies with debuffs, which they're always going to have debuffs, and Hackerspace, because you want him to go as fast as possible to keep the ultimate up, because the ultimate only has 6 stacks, and as soon as 6 enemies act, now with the amount of effect hit rate that I have, okay? So I only am sitting at 156.3 effect hit rate. You only need 140 for the full buff.
Formation,
Stop talking, Jiao.
Yuan-Yang formation.
So
What should we try next?
you only need 140 to max out this trace. I know it's red weird, okay? If you have 140% effect hit rate, you get 240% bonus attack. You saw his 5,000 some attack, and you saw the number. You know it's real. But even with the 156%, you're only going to have like an 85% chance to land those in MOC. But the likelihood that you're gonna get all 6 used up before you can have it up again is still pretty high. So you want that energy regen, you want that speed so you could have it up as quick as possible to be able to give Acheron all those debuffs. And it's really good. So if you're an Acheron haver, just get him. Just get him. He's amazing. Is he going to do as much damage as the other dot characters? At E2, yeah. It really amps up his damage with Ashen Roast. So much damage. But you have to get E2. I think he's worth E2? No. No. You shouldn't get it. E1's also good. 40% more damage. It's just so much. But the bottom part's kind of irrelevant. They're gonna get 5 stacks right away. So, that's my thoughts on Jiao. I think Zhao's great. I'm a big fan. I think you should pull him. If you don't want to pull him, then don't pull him. But Acheron mains understand just how powerful that he is when paired with her. That's it for me today, y'all. If there are other videos that you would like me to make on honkaistarrail, you like hearing Callie talk, you want my ideas and ideologies, put in the comments down below. Let me know. I will absolutely make and talk about whatever the hell you want me to talk about in this game, because I love it. It's a great game. And if you'd just like to join in our discussions normally, join the Attorney Archives Discord, down there in the description. Always chat going on in the Attorney Archives, Hoyoverse chat. So, thanks all for hanging out. Appreciate it. Videos, secret word this time. You know what it's gonna be. Fire Mage. Because Zhao's at fire. You get it. Alright. Thanks all. Have a good night.